No, not reliable. It's just regular YouTube.
Hmm? Oh, wow.
Yo, it was good. I think I may have to. Um, working on some. All right. I got some goodies too. My girl got me some art supplies yesterday. You know what? I had to make a hairbrush.
Yeah, I know. I felt rich after the other day. Not because we went there last day, but when I saw our bill, how much you spent, and we bought out of the craft store, I'm like, oh, I mean, we ain't rich, but we hit rich. We got
Mm-hmm.
art supplies for sure. And groceries. We got eggs.
Eggs that need crack. No,
That's we got two things of eggs. Can't say that too loud. It's never happens.
I need to brush this nut.
A hairbrush.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure because I need to pull some
It's
details
my
in.
hairbrush. I wonder what the weather's doing.
I wonder if I could use those fan brushes.
It's gonna drop down and get even colder too.
Oh my god.
It's 27. It's gonna drop down to 24. Or like
Mm.
25. It's gonna drop down to 25, but by tonight, going into the morning, it's gonna be 21 degrees.
DA1 I'm really about to kick in. It's been holding out for a long time. You know, I've been appreciating my mild start. But this shit about to go in the goddamn full swing.
I'll take it. If we only gotta have like a month of winter, I mean, I know we'll still have March and April, but I'm talking about like a real month of winter.
Mm-hmm.
I can deal with that. We've had snow already, but not too much, not too bad.
2 years said, not what we think, but if you read what the Greeks said, they said they got everything from Egypt. All their knowledge from Egypt. Pythagoras spent 15 years in Egypt. And what did he have to do? He probably had to spend 5 years convincing them that he was worthy to get the knowledge that they had. Remember, knowledge was power. Knowledge was sacred. Knowledge was something you just didn't publish in the newspapers. Knowledge was guarded very closely because it was of tremendous value. You wouldn't give it to anybody. You would give it to somebody who was willing to shave his head and be a penitent for 5 years, and then you might start to tell him things. Okay? And the Greeks did this. Pythagoras did this. other Greeks did this. And they said that they got all their knowledge from the Egyptians. Now, when did we come up with the idea that the Greeks created everything from scratch? Well, believe it or not, it happened in the 18th and 19th century. And it's an unfortunate fact of life that Romanticism, which has many great things about it, also has dark side, which has to do with racism. And in the 18th and 19th century, it was decided that it was just not appropriate for all this knowledge to come from an African country. Where would that knowledge, if it survived to the time of the Roman Empire, where would it have been kept? Yes, in Alexandria, in the museum, the library at Alexandria. And what happened to the library? It was burned in a war, okay? And at that point, what happened to those books that were burned? If they were written in living languages, there was a scholar someplace who had memorized the book and could just write it down again. But if it was in a dead language, like ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, end of story. Can't be reconstructed.
A motherfucker can make that shit up though.
So, I'm going to talk a lot about these bad boys. What can you tell me about them? Yeah? They're big tombs for kings, yes. They were very, very important in the whole spiritual life of the Egyptians, because one of the outstanding features of the ancient Egyptian culture is that they placed more value on the afterlife than on the present life. Everything they did was oriented toward having a good afterlife. For example, you don't find any kings, pharaohs' palaces from this epoch because they made them out of the cheap stuff. They saved the good stuff for the tombs. Okay? What else can you tell me? Very good, yes. So what you're seeing here is the present day appearance, of course.
And I'm already
you
disagreeing
can
with
see,
the first
especially on
part
this one,
of this. I mean, the very first thing he said. He asked a question and someone answered the question incorrectly. And he said that they were right. And he continued to go along with that narrative. And so he showed a picture of the pyramids at the Giza Plateau. And he said, we're going to talk a lot about these bad boys. Does anyone know what these were used for? And someone said, they were chambers for the kings, or burial chambers for the kings. He was like, yes, you're right. That's been proven false. Like, irrefutably is false. That there weren't burial chambers. And then he continues the narrative and says that, oh, you know why you don't see any palaces or anything left from this epoch? Because they built their homes and everything out of the cheap stuff, and they built their tombs out of the really good stuff.
I've never heard that before.
Exactly. Like, come on. You think these people use these giant, massive structures as tombs while they lived in just shacks or whatever? No. It's proven that it's been disproven that they were tombs. That's one thing. And there's enough evidence out there now that a lot of people would even hypothesize that they were used as power generators,
right,
of some sort. They were some type of power plant or some type of wireless electromagnetic power source.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gaining more and more traction nowadays when we look at the construction of these things and different aspects of the plateau itself. But it's now it's clearly obvious that they weren't fucking tombs. They just weren't. But this guy, this is how he's gonna go with
Roll
his.
with the narrative.
Yeah, so and that's his opening line is that these were tombs. Okay, so now where are you gonna go with this? And this is Bruce Stewart, Pyramids at Giza / Rose School Grade 12 lecture series. So you're already shooting these kids some lie and they ain't even in college yet.
Surface is quite rough. This is the rough coarse limestone that makes up the bulk of the building. And by the way, just so you know how extraordinary these buildings are, these are still, by volume of building material used, the largest buildings in the world. Because they're solid stone. They're not shells. They're filled with stone. That's the only way they could stand up. So about the white limestone casing, well, on the middle one, so these are three pyramids from three successive pharaohs. Actually, I think there might have been one that was skipped over. But Khufu is the oldest one, Khafre, and then Menkaure. And actually, Khufu's is the biggest. It doesn't appear this way from the perspective. And Menkaure is the smallest. Now, in the middle one, you can see there's a little bit left up near the top of what used to come all the way down, but that's still relatively coarse stone compared to the original appearance, which was it was completely covered in very fine, beautiful white limestone. So these things would have looked even more
Yeah, that's the image
unreal
that I always
when they were
wish I could
originally
see
built.
is
And
like
I'll tell you how that limestone
a
came to be
glistening
lost later
fucking
on.
white ass pyramid with a fucking golden cap.
What else can you tell me? Yes. In front of Menkaure's, there's a little one. Yes. That might have been used for one of the queens or a prince, something like that.
Yeah, right.
All right, I said they're big, right? 280 cubits high, 440 cubits wide at the base. What's a cubit? Cubit is the length from your elbow to your fingertips.
Yeah, but what if you're
It's
6
about
feet tall
1.5 feet.
compared to somebody who's
So
5'5"?
440 cubits
Your
is
length
about
is gonna be different.
220 yards, 2 football fields across at the base. And these are laid out with extraordinary precision so that the sides are perfectly aligned north, south, east, west. It's very important for the astronomical function of these monuments. And they're said to have understandably taken quite a lot of labor and time to build. Herodotus, anyone know who Herodotus was? What country he came from? Greece. He was the first person who took it upon himself to visit other countries, ask them what their history was, and write it down. So in effect, he was the first historian. He's also known to have been sometimes pretty uncritical of what they told him. So in addition to being known as the father of history, he's sometimes referred to as the father of lies. But he visited Egypt and was told that 100,000 men worked for 20 years to build just the first one. Okay? Modern day estimates, maybe you wouldn't have taken quite that many. You might have done it with 30 or 40,000 people over 20 years. and the date around 2600 BC. And that's an interesting story in itself. The astronomy is going to give us a better date than any archaeological evidence. Okay, so you've got a big contest here. The ancient contest is, who is first, Sumer or Egypt? Well, they were both first. Okay.
Schumer or Sumer?
In some aspects, we have better evidence in terms of the monuments because they're made of hard stone. And there's a reason. It's not just because the Sumerians didn't bother to use hard stone, they used clay bricks. They didn't really have it because what happens is right along the Red Sea is where two large tectonic plates come together. And that involves a lot of crushing and grinding. And the result is that it's relatively easy to find hard stone. And that is why these things survive. Here is an example, by the way, of a very hard stone. It's called dolerite. It's in the shape of a ball. It was probably used for finishing the blocks.
Wow,
This
this is old way of thinking, bro. Right?
Okay, so here we have right down at the bottom a little bit of the remains.
You can't finish the blocks with
white
dolerite.
outer casing. All right, and what?
See, if I was in there, I would. If I was by that time if I was a student like that, man, I had access to the internet, I would have been on his ass. Like, what about the unfinished obelisk? Like, you can't tell me that the fucking shit was done with dolerite spheres.
All right, I gotta warn you. I hear because I'm an IM. I'm intermediate.
I am and I am.
Don't do that.
He's only got
You saw it. Be careful, yeah. Just want to give you a little glimmer of hope there for a second. The old glimmer of hope. Just thinking you, I don't know. I don't know, it's a thing, I guess.
Why doing no transfer? Concentrate like kids. You have the letter, the alphabet pulled up. You try to do like the individual count. There's so many different calligraphy fonts, bro.
I was about to say,
It's
and like
so many.
the C's are pretty much got it. The California and the calligraphy, I think was the romantic writing. But like K's are hard for me right now.
You gotta do it. That's what I'm saying. Like doing it more than one part. Are you purposely trying to keep the pen down
I,
the whole time?
I've done it here, I've done it there. I've switched different. I've literally like switched colors, tips, everything.
But like breaking the letter into sections, like do this curve, then lift up, and do this curve, and then lift up.
It literally is better when you flow on the paper and don't pick the pen up every time. That's how I got these to look so just because they just it flows. And I even tried to just like write with it, like just write and like it writes, but not really. Like it's meant to glide on the paper.
Like, that's why
I'm glad you like these though, because I felt like I did really good on
that
these.
look good. Shit is a real art form. Like
It is.
they say, now print
That
is one thing.
California is one thing, right? But then, like I said, doing the keys.
Yeah.
Now I can say I checked the car, okay?
We're trying to get that art perfect where, like, instead of doing this all the way, you just have that little swoop, and then it comes over, yeah, like that.
You see the alphabet you were using?
I've used a couple of different ones. I'm not looking at it right now. I've just been
Yo, was good.
Not afraid of that move, okay? Again.
No, she's learning. She's teaching herself to write calligraphy.
And whenever it's a learner thing in there, they always start with the sheet and see it's always champagne or calligraphy or whatever. And I've had the easiest time going California, so that's what I've been doing. My Z's not bad, my Y's aren't bad, but my Q's, my B's. Yeah, that's why I was trying to do that shit. And I'm like, Brian, it's not even a video, I'm just looking at it. So that's why I started with the C's, and then I tried to do it with the K's and the M's and all this stuff.
Thank you very much. No problem.
Hey guys, Brian here, and another great performance by Hikaru as always, and this is where the game ended and Pete resigned, but if you guys want to see the continuation here, I know it's white to move, but what is Hikaru cooking up here as black? Can you guys find the force in your possibility if people can find it?
You automatically messed up. That looks good though.
Yes. Okay, so I know it's white, so I'm just gonna make a dumb move just to show you black's mating pattern here. So bishop's gonna come out, bishop check, and
That was good.
queen
I just
check,
saw your
and
pen.
basically you can't stop it. That will be mate. So going back here, I mean, how do you stop it as white? Knight here to block, right? Now what do you play as?
I mean, different
as
strokes
black?
for different folks. For me personally, I can go back over it, but
E3
it's better to not
check
take the pen off the
and
paper. And then
king
even if you got to
H1.
trace back over,
Now the
and
rook's gonna come
swirl
over. Look very, very
rows
sneaky,
around,
right?
you can.
If you take, then you see that same combo we saw earlier. So just to show you visually, queen check, bishop check, and this will be checkmate. So going back here,
But judging from how that's laid
maybe
on
him and the bishop, but it doesn't matter because this rook's going to come in and it's going to be nasty here. And
then
I mean, there's
lose
nothing White can do
and
at this
all
point.
that.
This would be
It's
checkmate
backwards. I
from
realized
here.
that, like the L.
Each one that just made this way as well. So
So I was
wow,
thinking
that
like
was
L,
the
you could just
finishing
do
blow for
anything,
those who
but,
are
like,
wondering.
when you
And
do the L,
Pete, the new guy,
They
played a
always
great
do this
game.
way.
I mean, he just played solid for the first 15 moves, and
that.
I love his
It
joke
always
at the
goes
beginning.
this
That was
way.
awesome.
So
I
now
am
I'm thinking,
intermediate.
like, the L would just be,
It
like,
was nice
straight
to
up and
make a
down,
car
or,
laugh
it
like
wouldn't
that.
matter
And
if I went that
I
way,
think he
but, like,
just
no,
forgot.
it always goes this way.
Actually, let's
And of
go.
course, because it's an L.
Before
but,
we
like,
go
that's
over
the
his
general
inflection
rule
point,
for
let's
this.
actually
Like,
go
if you're
here in this
writing letters
position.
and you
And
go this way,
this
then
is
you
his
wanna
biggest
come back
advantage
that
against
way, then
Hikaru
go back
as
this way,
White
then go
here.
back
And in
that
the
way,
game,
then go back
95
this way.
was
So you
played.
have
So
to, like,
move back
remember
will be another move
where you went
for
the last time. But since it's
White
just a
here.
letter, you just look at where it's darkest at. And like I said, you start here, swoop, then bring it around, and then swoop there.
Subscriptions are you paying for? Rocket Money finds sneaky or forgotten subscriptions and makes canceling them as easy as clicking a
I was
button.
about to say, I'm not bad.
On
for just having
average,
started
Rocket
this
Money
shit last
users
night.
save
I'm gonna
over
be a pro this in no
$720
time,
a
but
year.
it's not easy.
Here's how it works.
I haven't even
Just
attempted
open
that
the
yet.
app.
I just been sticking
Go
to
to
the
the
lowercase
reoccurring
letters to
tab.
start.
And
Look
here,
at that
you can
fucking
see all
S.
your recurring subscriptions. Tap on the subscription you want to cancel. Then tap cancel now. And you're done. Subscription canceled.
Wait a minute.
No confusing
It's super
websites,
extra.
no auto renew,
Why?
no
Why?
hold
Do you see my
Once
M's?
you
Look
go
at my
to
M's. I was like, fuck
$720 a
this
year,
shit.
Why?
don't wait, get Rocket
Look
Money
at my
right
M's. I
now.
was like, fuck it. Oh my god.
So where would you would have to start at this center point?
I mean, yours looks pretty good. Oh, the S? I don't even know how the fuck to do that shit.
Member prices, Expedia members can take in bright lights, chase spotlights, and watch starlight in Las Vegas.
And even the way they do their S's, that's cute, but I think my S is kind of like a cursive S. Just a regular cursive S.
No, that's too. I think that is too much.
That's what I said. Like,
That's maybe E5.
but I
kick
figure
this
if I can
knight,
practice with
and
this
could be one
and be halfway decent
continuation,
at this, then I
you
can do
got
anything.
B3,
Just want to
bishop
be able to write
B7,
my
castle,
keys
castle,
like that.
and the game is a little
That's
bit
what
better
I'm
for
trying
White
to
at
do. I can get the
1.3.
other T. I
Notice
ain't got
that
that one.
this
I can't
knight
even
was
get
the
my
one that
name right. I've been writing
inevitably
your name
kind
because I
of
can't do my own.
templed the queen, right? When there was trouble in this scenario. So just to show you that. And real quick, for those who are wondering why Hikaru said be careful, is because Pete
do
was
this
going to
one?
place his bishop here, but decided against him, placed it here. And it's a good thing he did, because
Yeah, right.
that was a
Your
torque.
T is
So in
good.
case
No,
anybody wondering
that's good and that's good.
what that
I
was.
like
Like
And
you
let's
said, just
go
a little
over
bit
kind
of
of
practice.
so we
Yeah,
get to
'cause
this
my
position,
California, my
and in the
C's
game we
are
had
good.
knight
It's
takes
fun, though,
c6.
right?
It's like gothic writing.
That shit
It's
really
like
just
the
now. I
gothic
just
font.
want to write a letter. Like
Me too. Oh, we can write each other
Oh, my
love
bad.
letters, babe.
I'm like,
It's only gonna take us 10
Just
days
to
to write
protect
one.
this
yo,
man.
writing. Let me show.
Rook fe1, and
Like, she
take,
has,
you're all good, and
Oh,
has
She
black
got
a little bit
these-
better for
This set of like
a little bit
calligraphy
better for black
pens.
at -0.5. So that was just but you kind of had to see the threat that was coming with pawn takes here.
So it's
But
really fun.
that
just
pawn
trying
was
to-
irresistible to take. Can't blame Pete for that. And Pete, definitely one of the
Right,
rising stars.
sure.
I think you'll see
This-
more of him in the future. And it's just one of those games where you're playing against the best in the world, man. What can you really do? And he hung in there. He did
I
really,
basically just
really
write
well
my
for like
name.
15 moves, and just kind
That
of
shit's not easy, but it's fun.
didn't see the threat here with the double attack. And but it's really, really hard when you're the one playing outside and everything. And Hikaru always very, very gracious as well.
definitely not easy.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's kind of a standard, and I can imagine, like, just like anything, once you learn the standard way, that you can add your own like personal flair to it. But just trying to get the letters to look proper, like they do in the on the screen. Like I said, I have there's a calligraphy pen on Procreate, so I might play around with that just to see if I can get my line straight or whatever.
Look at you.
Hmm?
LeVar Walker,
Yes.
representing the prosecution.
Yes.
And we have the defense represented by Mr. Chris Powell, aka CP. Mr. Walker, it's good to see you back in my courtroom. When you were a younger gentleman, you used to be known as a street pharmacist. Now here you're working in the pharmaceutical field, saving lives every day.
Yes,
So thank
well,
you.
that's a former life. I was working as a pharmacist, but no more.
Thank you.
I'm an attorney now.
Have a seat. Just a second. Just a second. Let me finish. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Your Honor, that's the oldest face that's ever wore that outfit.
Let's finish. The prosecution and defense will begin with opening statements. Then both sides will present factual evidence. to help this court determine the verdict. We will end with closing arguments. Once completed, the jury appears without bias. You will judge this based on the merits, the facts, and the presentation of this case. And then you will decide the fate of Mr. Kirk, aka the baby, with a clear and decisive decision. Are we clear? Are we clear?
Yes, I'm clear.
What are the rules in my court?
So what
As
is
you guys
this
know,
one?
on council court, there are no rules. In my
Trial
court.
of the baby.
Only thing that I ask you to do, the jury, is to base it on the merit. I'm not here to make a decision. Miss Ariel, the beautiful bailiff, good to see you. She's not here making a decision. It is up to you, the people, whether you want this guy canceled or not. We will begin with the prosecution. Please begin with your opening statement, sir.
First of all, I am happy to be here. And second of all, Your Honor, I'm glad that I'm not the only nigga that looks like Judge Mathis.
Thank you.
Now, I enjoy the baby. I like his music. I'm somewhat of a fan. Like they say in Spider-Man, great power comes with great responsibility. The baby heard a lot. He heard a lot of motherfuckers. He heard their feelings. And what, Your Honor, what kind of grown ass man? I mean, a grown ass man calls himself
the baby.
That shows you right there the immaturity of this guy. Hurt people. He's a mad little man. There was a study of Schuster and Schuster that said, and I quote, that little black niggas are evil.
What? What? Wait a minute.
This orchard, huh?
Wait, Schuster and Schuster.
How dare this man have people pay hundreds of dollars to come to his concert? And he looks and he tells these people, if you suck the dick in the heart, he disses. There might have been a guy there, there was probably a guy there with his husband or with his boyfriend who paid a $200 ticket, who sucked his dick in the parking lot. It's not right. He hurt those guys' feelings. They left the strangster on, and the baby was wrong. And his little black ass should be canceled. The nigga wore a diaper. A diaper to a South by Southwest conference. And that is the immaturity, lack of responsibility that this guy has. We have to hold him accountable. And that is my opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. LeVar Walker.
LeVar's got jokes and a senior citizen discount. Cancel.
Could you defend? Could you defend the baby? Or would you cancel? Which one could you?
I would cancel him already just based on the facts, but
Which one could you do easier? Could you cancel him or could you defend him easier?
I could cancel him easier because I would have went for that same thing and said, "What grown ass man calls himself the baby?"
Yeah.
But I could defend him because he shot somebody in self-defense and got away with it. So you gotta be pretty cool to do that. I don't know. I give him credit for that always, but besides that, we're gonna cancel him because all his beats sound the same.
Yeah.
You wouldn't cancel him, you keep him?
I don't know. It's like what? Like I'm to the point now. It's like, nigga, what are you adding to the culture other than some your shit sound good, and I'll bump your shit. You know, if I'm just in that mindless zone, but it's like you ain't got no substance at all. All your shit is just like mindless music. You don't really lead to nowhere, and you know that's good for like 10 minutes at a time, like once a month or some shit like that.
Right.
And that ain't something I want to consume all the fucking time.
Definitely not.
And then you're so problematic. You got off with murder, but then you still getting in fights in the mall and at bowling alleys and
you're problematic. You got a short man complex.
And then you putting women on blast and all kind of stuff. It's like,
Yeah, that was corny for
it's
that. Like,
man,
I'm not gonna lie, regardless of whether you like her or not, like people in general, because I'm not a fan of her music either. And I'm still unclear what happened with that whole other situation with that man that got locked up. But like, that was corny. Regardless of all of that, that was corny.
Mhm.
And he didn't have to do that.
So I could probably be on the side of the prosecution easier than the side of defense as to like just counsel this nigga, man.
He got daughters, all daughters, and he's still a dickhead to
Hey man, we ain't saying take his black card, but we just saying, yo, don't buy this nigga music, bro.
No, we gotta cancel him, and then when he do some community service and change his music, then he gets redeemed and he get his card back.
200 lashes.
Yeah, and then Kanye apparently just married some other little young white
Yo,
girl.
I see that
And
shit.
yeah,
talk.
that nigga
And then
gets
he made a
lashes
weird
for
ass
that
comment on that shit too.
Cause she's like 27, and Kanye's pushing. Never mind.
See?
Never mind.
See, you about to put your foot in your mouth. So this is the lesson of the day. Don't let your
But-
brain think faster than your tongue.
But I'm just saying though, like you got 4 kids. He is rich. All right. I love Kanye. I'm not gonna cancel Kanye. He might have did it for a smart reason, but all I'm saying is we are revoking his black card until he gets back.
He threw his black card away.
Exactly. I don't think he never gonna get this shit back. Your kids are blacker than you, sir.
Sir, I need you to wake up, sir.
When I tell you his daughter Northwest, that little girl gonna be a problem.
Let me get one of them old ass candy bars up first.
Would you like
So
something
we
nice?
have some of the most popular comedians, funny creators.
Funny advice, you know.
Hmm?
What you say?
Would you prefer me to go get you something? Oh.
Not really.
Okay.
Oh, you want to go downstairs and do something?
Mm-hmm.
I can think of something.
I'm sure you can. It doesn't happen. I mean, if you want it, that's fine. I was just trying to give you something else besides some old
I
candy.
can finish that food.
Okay. I guess what you want.
Yeah. Drop it low if you feel like a room without a roof.
Ooh, this one was pretty good. Happy was ugly, but Heavens, that looks pretty damn good. I don't know why I wrote Heaven's Gate. I was like, Heavens.
You can just bring it up and throw it in the microwave.
Sure. This coffee creamer really tastes like gingerbread or something.
Word?
It tastes.
Yeah.
It's coffee cake creamer, but it tastes like gingerbread to me.
Coffee cake. Yeah.
That's the flavor. I wouldn't get it again, but it's not bad. I'm sure you'll love it.
I can see both aspects of it.
The coffee cake and gingerbread.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're telling me it's coffee cake. I can
It just
see
seems
that,
like
but
a seasonal thing is what I'm getting at. It's not something I would want to drink in the summertime. Gingerbread. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty tasty though.
I figured you would like it. Good morning.
Coffee cake, coffee cream, coffee cream. It's motherfucking snowing out today. Good thing we went and got some little shopping done earlier. And what else? Oh, we didn't really do much else today so far. So what do you think? Could you defend keeping the baby on board or no? Why does my phone constantly take fucking screenshots now? That's so stupid. I hate when it does that.
Hopefully it helps you too. It's not just funny, it actually benefits you in your life. You know what I'm saying? You can think about it, oh, that was funny, but I'm gonna use that because I needed that.
Very upfront and transparent and honest with you. What you guys do, you know, fuck all this shit. We gonna keep it traditional.
Hey, what's up, man? Carlos Miller, and we just shot a dope-ass episode of Funny Advice from my girl Cynthia Luciette. We in here, man. Shout out to Defiant Digital, and I'm out of here. And ain't nobody fucking my soul, man. That's on God.
At this time, we'll have the defense, Mr. CP. Please proceed with your opening statement.
Hey, you killed that, huh? You know, prosecution mentioned how what kind of grown man calls himself a baby. You know what kind of grown man calls himself a baby? A man who is willing to admit that he's not as mature as he probably is going to be or is going to be. A man who is in touch with himself and says, you know what? I'm only a baby right now. Maybe the things that I say shouldn't be taken into consideration to hurt all of these people. It ain't like I named myself the grown-up. I named myself the baby. You ever hear some shit a baby say? Some shit they heard somebody else say? Fuck, bitch, suck the dick in the parking lot. Daddy, they say all kind of shit.
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds?
You've never heard a baby talk like that. Now dare you speak this way or speak ill of our young children.
Your Honor, they say that you don't know every baby. Can you say that you don't know every baby?
First of all, I want to say this to the jury.
He said overrule.
He
said overrule. So there it is.
He's going to make his point.
Thank
you. You'll have a chance to rebuttal.
Thank you,
Mr. Walker.
You use a lot of old man words like vowels and colon. You know that you're not the kind of person that even needs to be prosecuting the baby because break this down.
Wow.
You know, let me not step on your grass. Amen. One thing that I do understand is that the baby said that people shouldn't gay men
I know that voice
specifically shouldn't be sucking dick in the parking lot of his shows.
I just put the rest of my chips on my plate.
Is it illegal to be sucking dick in the parking lot of shows?
It depends on what grounds, though.
It's
because
illegal.
you're not supposed to be in public.
And that's indecent exposure, and that could put you on a sexual predator list and all of that. Believe it or not, that was an act of inclusion on the baby's part to even include.
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds, Mr. Walker?
Objection.
On what grounds?
Have you had sex in a fucking car before?
Your Honor, I object to even answering this question. I'm not under oath, first of all. And this is
Let
not about
the
me.
man without sin throw the first stone.
Well, sir, have you sucked the dick in the parking lot at a concert?
I have never sucked
Okay,
a dick
then. So
in
here
the
we
parking
go.
lot of the concert.
Here we go. I'm speaking of those men who are sucking dick in the parking lot for concerts, knowing that it's illegal. Number one. Number two, the fact that the baby even shined a light on the men dick sucking community. That is a form of inclusion. How can you be
going way off topic?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You're
about that. Order. Mr. Walker.
Your Honor, I'm not gonna let a man with feet of a bad bitch sit here and tell me about your baby and men sucking dick in the parking lot. I didn't even know all white came in women's size.
Mr. Walker, one more outburst. I'm going to hold you in contempt. Are we clear?
Okay.
Let him have his point. He gave you your time to speak. Calm down. You will have a chance
Your
to
Honor,
get back up.
Honor,
Please
this
continue.
man didn't have the decency to bring a sideburn in the court. Not barely some eyebrows.
You look like you just left the set of the Ewoks. Still on.
I was born in the 80s, Your Honor. I have no idea. I have no idea what an Ewok is. What an Ewok is. Anyway,
Google Ewok.
Anyway,
jury.
LeVar looks like he's being his grandson for Halloween. Now, can I say this? The baby literally included the men dick sucking community in a manner in which made it normal, which almost, if you really pay attention to it, is probably one of the most flattering forms of inclusion that I've seen a rapper do today. Let me give you an example. It's also illegal for women to be sucking dick in the parking lot. And as a matter of fact, if you're going to be a man sucking dick in the parking lot and you're a homosexual and homosexuals want equal rights, then you can get clowned for doing some shit that a woman can get clowned for doing. Women out here sucking dick in parking lots. Church women want to turn their nose up at them. You shouldn't be sucking dick in the parking lot. Well, if a nigga out there sucking dick in the parking lot, he need to get shamed the same way. To me, that's equal rights. You want to be freaks and hoes? Well, the freaks and hoes of every sexuality get judged. Period. So for him to say that, if there's any man out here like this show sucking dick in the parking lot, you shouldn't do that because that's not good. Well, fam, honestly, for him to even include that with the kind of gangster rap that he portrays, it almost could be taken as a normalcy acceptance. One of those things that shows that maybe the gay community is making their way into a normal conversation where, like, hey, the rules need to be explained. Hey, a lot of dicks being sucked in the parking lot by niggas. A lot of fucking Camaros are stuck to the ground from nut. If anybody needs to understand the stuck to the ground reference, LeVar looked at me like, well, in my day, nut was a consistency of grit. Because we was hard
It's the consistency of grits.
Share it with your granny on Facebook. Share it with the boy on Twitter. Share it with your Instagram crush. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate all your support.
Mr. LeVar, now you have the time to come up and begin to.
I just want to, first of all.
Did you just cough to get up?
Yeah.
First
of all, I want to go over verbatim exactly what the baby said. And CP honed in only on the portion of
How
the
do
baby
you ignore
talking
them and
about
not
the
laugh?
guy sucking dick in the parking lot. But verbatim at the Miami, Florida Rolling Loud Festival, the baby said, and I quote verbatim, if you didn't show up with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks, then put your cell phone light up.
Yeah, that was really foul.
Ladies,
that is an excellent way to ask.
Ladies, could I finish?
Let him finish.
Ladies, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light then up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone light up. Keep it real. Now, I want to go over this first line. If you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of those deadly sexually transmitted diseases that will make you die in 2 or 3 weeks, put your cell phone light up.
Sound like having
people have been able to live with HIV for a long time. What if Magic Johnson was at this goddamn concert? How do you think
Your
he would
Honor,
feel
I
about that?
object. The baby specifically says he's gonna die in 2 weeks. His 2 weeks was up 25 years ago.
You're grouping HIV and AIDS with people just dropping like fucking flies. People can live a long time with HIV. It's disrespectful.
How is it disrespectful to say if you're not here, it makes a noise? If you
That
put
is
your goddamn phone
disrespectful.
down.
There are people out there with shit.
It's
There might have been somebody fucking dying and just want to see this nigga the last 2 or 3 weeks of life. That's not fair.
So
And
it's
the
not
nigga
fair that
paid
he
his
didn't cause him out?
the nigga's paid his last money before he dies. And this is what you tell him?
And what a way to stand out than not be the only one with the phone out in the air.
People are
What a way to send a
you know
message to
the
the baby.
percentage? You know what percentage of people have herpes? It's sitting up there in his crowd.
Do you die 2 weeks from herpes or can they raise their phone?
You might not die, but he said it. Let's
They're
go with what
waving
he
their phone
said.
like it just don't care. That's not one of those deadly STDs. It's not a killer. Deadly is like AIDS, HIV, Corona.
I knew that was because thank God his herpes was able to kill off his COVID-19 that he caught.
Order in the court.
First of all,
That
nigga,
is-
that's scary as
You
fuck.
can't prove that, Mr.
His
Walker.
herpes killed his
That's scary as
COVID-19.
fuck. Don't wish that on me.
Order. Mr. Walker, you can't prove that, so let's not.
I don't goddamn
hospital
no
records.
goddamn constellations on my dick.
Now, ladies, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light.
I would like to know what it smells like water.
And
That's a great question.
that was a great
That's a great
question,
question.
CP, because I don't recall smelling water pussy.
I tell you what.
Well,
I ain't gonna
well,
lie.
I'm gonna say-
I feel like in the 50s, all the pussy stank a little bit.
Just a second, Mr. Walker. You don't have any proof.
In the 50s, everybody, they wasn't saving it like that. It wasn't breathing. Your Honor, you went bald. I'm sure one of the major league pussy, the bluest goddamn hairline back.
Well, so are you saying
These
that
new
we
pussies
can
are
Everybody
worn
know.
out.
Hey,
No,
come
no,
on,
no, no, no.
CP.
The new pussies, I don't know
Come
what
on.
happened.
Come on,
sir?
When you went to Liz
Pussies
and the
made
man
after
reached up
83.
with the stick for your hair and hat. When you was in Liz and he reached up top to get the shit down. You fucked up, man. You just like the baby. You're no better. You try to hurt people.
You got 100% scalp.
You
Your
tried to hurt people's feelings, CP.
Your ears are relaxing and scalp. Like
It's
they were
nobody's
tired.
fault that you wear a size 2 on a man's body.
Your ears, man. Look at all this scalp I own. Man, it's all my legs.
Tiny foot fuck.
I didn't, man. I heard everything I want to hear.
I
I
never met a man that could use his feet for golf putters, Your Honor.
You like a
He
great
don't even need to take clubs. He can just kick the fucking ball. And that's why he's mad today, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let him fool you. And that is why the baby is mad. The man has slapped the shit out of people. He gets in fights. He does all kind of shit. And he's mad at the fucking world. It's not fair that he takes out this shit on people. Be nice.
That
Be
stuff
kind.
is gone
That's
forever.
a lesson.
You
gonna
think
make
that goes
the type-
is a
you
full
gonna
head of
make
hair
diets.
that's on your head?
It look like your mustache hit the brakes, nigga. Because you out here with your shit ain't connected. What kind of nigga doesn't connect his goatee?
A nigga that's not 50 years old. I don't have to got no goddamn goatee.
It's ridiculous. The shit gave up on the sides. They just said, we started right here.
You need a little bit more.
Nigga, you got on a Crown Royal fitted hat. Stop it.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
Yo, you sound like my homie,
Mr.
right?
CP, please take
You know,
the floor.
Crown Royal fitted hat.
Yes,
Stop
I
it.
do have a goddamn
Allegations and to his
Come
statement.
on, Mr. Tinyfoot.
Oh, man.
Hey, little foot man.
How you doing? How you doing? What's
Long
right?
foot, love foot.
That's why you mad at the baby.
These motherfuckers can't
You the old man.
They canceling each other.
I swear.
You bitch.
Go ahead. Hopefully he can return that fucking jacket to the pool table. He snatched it off.
Damn.
Get out of there. I don't think I'm here. This is a serious fucking matter.
Yes,
and
it
this
is.
guy's fucking off.
Yeah, absolutely right.
This guy, you know, lick that little boy's lollipop and fit it, and that was the center to the tissue pop. Listen, canceling the baby for saying do women pussy smell like water? Like, this is so fucking stupid. The man was trying to make everybody in the audience put their phone up by putting all of these negative connotations out as a funny thing. There's a song. If you got a $100 bill, put your hands up. If you got a $50, put your hands up. Motherfuckers who don't got the 100, they could cause the same problem. This song made me feel like they're excluding niggas who ain't got $100. All I got is a 50. By the time you get to me, all the bitches already got a drink. None of those questions were offensive. You can't walk into any place in LA where they ask you, do you have corona? Have you been around anybody with corona? Have you coughed or had a fever, sneezed, or had diarrhea in the last 14 days? They ask you that. Why? Because nobody want to catch that shit. What's wrong with that? They got the shit and say, know your status.
Because HIV is not airborne.
You don't ask me my status? Which one the fuck is it? Why is everybody so sensitive? The nigga can't ask if you suck dick in the parking lot, niggas getting mad? That's fucking illegal. Go home and suck the dick. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Pussies do smell like water, LeBron. I'm sorry you haven't got a chance to experience that. It is dope as fuck. Like, what? It's crazy. It's amazing. How the fuck? Oh, you say something about HIV? Oh, that means you're talking again. Dog, people get HIV from heroin. Remember that? What happened to good old smack? What the fuck? You can get it in a lot of different ways. A blood transfusion, going wrong. Go down to Mexico, get a fat transfer, but they put the wrong big fat in you. AIDS fat.
AIDS fat.
You just want to cancel somebody so bad. For what though? Jay-Z ain't finna ask if any nigga sucked any dick in the parking lot. But he big pimping and doing all the misogynistic stuff that you could do to a woman, not even acknowledging that it's gay sex out there. At least the baby did that. People don't even look at it like that. Because every time you mention anything homosexual, people are automatically prepared to be offended, which is crazy because I feel like to be included means to be included across the board. You know, like, you know, people got a problem with tip drill. The same way that they got a problem with the Lil Nas X video. That makes sense, right? That's the freaks and hoes. Nobody want to see the freaks and hoes. It's homosexual people who not twerking like that. It's heterosexual women who not in that video. To be treated equal is to be treated across the board. We're not just saying, all right, we're acknowledging your sex, but guess what? Now that we acknowledge it, don't show it to everybody. Or stop sucking dick in the parking lot. Like, y'all ain't just free to do whatever the fuck you want to do because y'all shit is new. That's not fair. You want to be equal, get your ass somewhere. What the fuck is going on? We slut shame. So you want to be a slut, they gonna shame your ass a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
They both got some valid.
You gotta pay attention sometimes, man. I don't go with the grain. That's why I'm a defense attorney.
Ain't nobody even laughing at nothing.
But that ain't my job.
Yeah, too many points.
Everybody do slut shame.
Yeah, that's a big good point. Like he had like 2-3 good points back to back. And ain't nobody laughing at that.
He killed the nigga in Walmart. He beat the nigga up in Louis Vuitton. They see him do that, so he's not allowed to speak on it. Because he's somebody who they don't really deem as being a responsible person enough to talk about their shit. But let it be somebody who they fuck with, say the same shit, and you were not going to hear anything. You feel me? Just like, you know, most of the sexual harassment cases be against ugly motherfuckers. It's not a coincidence. Fucking Harvey Weinstein walking, you know, yeah, I get it. Yeah, nigga. You're rich. You don't get the fuck nobody looking like that. You want to
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how for the old and at the top.
Damn, this shit is getting good. Cancel quick. We'll be right back.
Yeah, like whole words.
Yeah, because you could do the O however you want. I was playing with some copying some boxes.
Harris County District Attorney will not be filing charges in the shooting death of Jabari Nelson. Jabari was unarmed while returning home from practice. The DA found sufficient evidence to believe that the shooting was an act of self-defense.
But yeah,
Your job
my
is to
season
make the
elder
day. Why can't we trend in and say
That's
something
what you
important? You know how to warm up. I'm not about to risk my reputation for your fantasies.
What are you risking? Being a fucking coward? Your job is to tell the truth. Too many bosses to do that. Why?
just looking better and better.
Fuck this.
Dude, what are you waiting for, man? Call the fucking police. Just say what?
Next time you need to write a shopping list or anything.
Stories come and go, man. Justice is always.
That's a good idea.
Just write it with that.
Not this time.
I have one question for you, Mr. Walker. You can approach, but I have a question for you.
Oh.
What actual crimes did the baby commit? Because as a society, it seems we're so focused on canceling a successful black man. We're so focused on, some might say, petty shit. But when you have people like Prince Andrew, his royal family, a white man, getting away with sexually assaulting women and young girls, that outrage doesn't seem to be the same.
Well,
what do you say?
What white people do is what white people do. You gotta hold your own community.
CP.
That I don't agree with. You're like, well, what about other communities? Fuck them. That's not your community.
I wanna phrase this scenario to you. And I'm a white man.
They had should we counsel hip hop culture in general?
Yeah.
Hi, y'all.
Nas been saying hip hop is
If you didn't show up with fucking dreadlocks and big ass lips, put your fucking lighters in the air. If you weren't in the goddamn car smoking the black and mild, put your lighter in the air.
That's what I thought.
You damn right.
Your Honor. Can I say something though? Every race, every sexuality, and every age group can have HIV/AIDS. What he is doing is a directed attack at a specific place that I'm trying to prove that the baby didn't do. But go ahead,
I'm
LeVar.
just saying.
I guess it's clever.
Because all of these things affect people in the LGBTQ community.
What, big ass
and
lips?
nigga, you would be the first nigga protesting if that white man said that shit.
When I was young, I couldn't even drink out the water fountain. I had to go around the side. They had little cups already out there. They said, nigga cups.
And then they had the look where the little feet people would go to. You tiny foot motherfucker.
You my height was a big ass feet. You know what we don't match. Nigga, you fucking people wobble. Goddamn Keebler cookie.
If he said niggas that can't grow a goatee, get the fuck out of here, you'll be mad.
I can grow a goatee. I can also grow a head of hair.
Fucking Cam Calloway mustache having ass. I can't believe this. This is Your Honor.
Mr. Walker, no, I have a question for you. Order in the court. I have a question for you because you make some valid points. Also, my ask, because society want to know, do we give people a chance to make mistakes? Do we give people a chance to evolve, to grow, to learn from those mistakes? It seems like everyone is so quick, some might say to cancel the black man, but white men get away with the stuff every single day.
It's a long list of the motherfuckers that cancel. Okay, Your Honor?
Okay.
All I'm about is everybody getting along and having a mutual respect and understanding.
You remember when the milkman would come on Thursday, drop a quart off in the morning.
Thank you.
I'm done. Yeah.
I have nothing further. Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr.
LeVar still remember his first summer jam. It was give it up a chubby chicken. Twist.
And jeans zip up in the back.
Do this
Hey, jeans zip up in the
They got a
bag.
bag. It was right there.
You time enough for CP.
Now I'll let you guys have your moment. You got it out the system. Let's stay focused because people are trying to cancel this man. We got to take this seriously. Now I'll let you guys have your moment to go on about it, but now let's focus on these facts. The jury has a decision to decide whether the baby be canceled or not. This is another black man on trial, whether he's getting canceled or not. We got to take this seriously.
You know what I say, Your Honor? In football, sometimes they have these things called a challenge. The coach throws a red flag, and sometimes the play has to be undeniable to overturn it. Right? It has to be undeniable. They have to find something that's legit. In this case, nothing has been presented that's been a real cancelable offense by the baby. I just want to make the jury understand that. Not one time has the prosecution presented a real cancelable offense, other than the fact that they just want to cancel them. And that kind of concerns me. That we let these people let us rile ourselves up about our own people. It's like, bro, if you're not black and you don't understand how black people talk, then let black people handle how black people be. Like, we know when it's disrespect. We know when that nigga mean nigger for real. Like, we know the difference. Like, let us handle our own. Why the fuck is we letting these motherfuckers come in and tell us who the fuck is like, dog? Asking the man who got himself in trouble by his words to apologize with his own words. It's like, man, like, oh, he obviously doesn't have the words to make these technical motherfuckers happy. The man don't need, he doesn't deserve to get canceled, but he deserves for us to, like I always say, put our entertainers in the bin that they belong in. Let the baby act like a baby when he told you he was the baby in the first place.
I have a question for you regarding your client, because you were kind of going into that. When you think about the baby, he
ain't call himself the grown up.
One of his own fans just slapped the shit out of him. We all seen the evidence. We all seen the video. Another thing is he also shot and killed a guy in Walmart.
But
could you speak to those? Could you speak to those things?
We all know that he killed a guy in Walmart. It's tens of thousands of motherfuckers in jail for shit that they didn't do. You think that they know he killed a guy in Walmart with all the cameras that he would have been locked the fuck up right now if it wasn't self-defense? Come on. Y'all can flip it how y'all want to flip it because of what happened, but let's stick to the facts. They know he did that. If it was illegal, he would be locked up, and it's not.
Is there a possibility that that man could have been sucking dick in the parking lot?
There is a possibility that man could have been sucking dick in the parking lot, which will furthermore explain why maybe my client has a little fear of those kind of people being at his concert. If you suck a dick in the parking lot, I just had to kill the nigga.
You said fear, so you're talking phobia, and what does that make him?
Well, when I
you
say
said he had fear of this man, what does that make him? Fear is a phobia.
Fear of an attacker is a common phobia. Fear of an attacker.
Dick in the
if he was
parking
sucking
lot,
dick in the parking lot,
what would he do?
Motherfucker trying to flip his words. Yeah, trying to flip his words on him.
So he is holding and like the man who's sucking dick and he was scared.
But Mr. C, could you talk about this?
Nigga was sucking dick trying to kill me.
You know, and
so now I'm scared of all niggas.
We should take time
in the parking lot sucking dick.
There is
none of y'all
large, strong force by the LGBTQ plus community. They're a strong group, and they stand and they fight for what they believe in. Can you speak to that group, the strength of it, instead of trying to cancel him?
They going hold anyway. I gotta eat them up so they come back.
You know the irony of that is that you have a group of people who
gotta get ready to cook that
for the most part are canceled by their parents, and they're the quickest people to cancel. We talk about how hurt people. And you get these people into a group, and they all feel like they're a family with each other because they understand each other. You know, you see disenfranchised youth in every single group connecting together and having a common enemy of their oppressor. And then once they take that oppressor down, now it's like, what else can we take down? And then now you got a game. I think that a community like the LGBTQ community is the perfect community to display some sort of kinship and sense of community with people who are misunderstood. I think that they would be
motherfucker just bully.
And I think that, you know, if we did a little bit less cancer, we could help a lot more people.
Damn, shit got real. Cancel court.
Really did, but that was good. Like you said, really good.
Cancel court gets a lot of questions. These are some of the most common. Who is the bailiff on cancel court? Well, her name is literally in every episode. We put it in the description. We put it in the credits. It's literally right there in front of you.
I would have went to counsel this motherfucker
Who created Cancel Court? Cancel Court was created by the owners of Defiant Digital, Demario Dudley and Kenny McClendon. Is Cancel Court real improv? Cancel Court is 100% improv. No script, no prep. These comedian geniuses are really battling head-to-head. Is Judge Tony Towns really Judge Greg?
I know once they get the case flow right before they go in there, I know they try to Google some facts or something.
And finally, will Cancel
I wonder if they get like any kind of prep time for this
America? That's
like, all right, like a day or it's like
that grow. Like, comment, and share. From everyone at Defiant Digital, thank you for watching.
If I had to defend somebody that like Future.
At this time, we will move forward with our closing arguments.
I could give a million reasons why he ain't shit. I couldn't defend him. I don't know.
I don't know nothing about this nigga.
The LGBTQ community is an underrepresented minority that consists of all groups and races
Yeah,
and
I'm sorry,
people,
what year is it? Is it
as
1995
well
or
as
is it 2020?
social-economic status.
I just wanna
All of
get
these people, it consists of a big pie of people who have been underrepresented in society. These are the people that face racism, no matter if they was black, but then they was still gay. So on top of being black, they gotta get kicked in the ass by a white man, and they get pushed around openly by heterosexuals. And this has been their struggle.
Damn, all right, you got a point there.
So this group just felt offended.
That was very specific.
Yeah.
Hey, we all
You sucking dick in the parking lot, you got AIDS. That's like saying all gay people got AIDS.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you something about our community.
What's up with our
Okay? And I'm gonna say this.
Put my little feet up here.
Put my little feet up there.
And sometimes, for instance, right? There was a young black boy that was in a suburban community. White man pushed him.
Who the fuck says that? I didn't know they made off-white and women says you. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
All kind of shit.
Yeah, they must be know each other pretty damn good.
A young black man on the south side of Chicago.
If they don't, they do now.
He got his brains blown out by another nigga.
It's all a part of the game. You gotta get roasted.
And now that nigga went to find this nigga or pull him out of the house or take him to the police. You see? Do you understand?
Well, yeah, people get scared of you when you shoot somebody. When you put somebody, they gonna fuck you up.
I have no further to say.
Yeah,
Thank you,
if the guy in Chicago would have got pushed, that's a great point.
Thank you.
But he got shot, LeVar. So maybe he gonna shoot somebody else. They're gonna mob.
You would think.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. I
didn't see
Well,
you.
and I would say,
order in the court.
You marched on Selma, but you ain't marked in Chicago.
At this time, Mr. CP and Mr. Walker,
you know me. I know you get your shoes in the envelope.
Jokes alone, CP lost this time.
Nigga say you get your shoes in the envelope.
But he got shot, LeVar. So maybe he gonna shoot somebody else.
You would think.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
I didn't see
Well,
you.
and I would say,
Order in the court.
You marched on Selma, but you ain't marked in Chicago.
At this time, Mr. CP and Mr. Walker,
you know me. I know you get your shoes in the envelope.
That's the funniest.
These actually came in a nickel bag.
Nickel bag. What the fuck?
Yeah, I gotta go home and watch Jeopardy on VCR.
Mr. CP.
I don't know. That was a good comeback.
The herd mentality, and I'm employing the jury.
Like Jeopardy.
Somebody didn't say you can cancel the baby.
No.
You heard what he said.
Oh my
Watch
God.
Jeopardy
Herd
on
mentality.
VCR and get your shoes in the envelope.
Mr. CP.
In closing, like I said, maybe there's nothing wrong to be canceled. I think that we need to stop thinking in a herd mentality, and I'm employing the jury to be some independent thinkers. Now let's think for ourselves for a second. If somebody didn't tell you to cancel the baby, you heard what he said, would you go home and be like, oh, I need to write a letter because that offended X, Y, and Z people? Or would you brush it off? Something like that is not even really a thing that we would even need to be tripping on. And there's a lot of other stuff going on.
Different generation, man. Different culture.
I'm a
Different.
strong believer in that.
issues, bro.
You know, somebody would give you
I swear, man. Like, I can't. And
Yeah, how
then,
you feel? Don't hurt me.
yeah, but then
Answer
there's
him because he said that.
the network now that we can tell everybody I'm offended, and like the whole world has to listen.
Thank you, Mr. CP.
And
At
you know
this
what?
time, we will
You better
proceed
share this
with the jury making a decision on whether Mr. DaBaby should be canceled immediately. All those in favor of canceling DaBaby, please raise your right hand and say yay.
Nobody?
All those in favor of not canceling DaBaby, please raise your right hand and say nay.
Wow.
It has been determined by the jury in a unanimous decision that DaBaby will not be canceled. That is so ordered. Court is adjourned.
All the girls like, why can't she smell like water? I don't want HIV. What he should have did was
Well,
really
you
hard
know,
on the
even though I
Meg Thee
didn't
Stallion
like
thing to get the
verdict
sympathy
of the
from the woman.
case, I'm still going to continue to fight the good cause.
They
His
just come
jokes
here
were
beating
funny.
him, trying to cancel the baby. Baby
But
didn't even
he was just sharp.
These people obviously lack empathy and they don't have understanding.
You old ass man mad at these rappers for no reason. You remind me of John Witherspoon when he was next door on House Party. Who was a goddamn public enema? That's how you sound.
Listen to public enema.
I expect it. You got dry lips like CP. That's all you can do is talk bad about people.
Damn it! I knew I shouldn't have shook LeVar's hand. So I shook his damn hand. I started getting. He took my youth.
What? How come his joke strong at the end?
That's why you lost. Unanimous. I've never seen it. Unanimous.
Nobody raised their hand for me, but I know at least one toe had to come up.
Unanimous. Here come hip hop with
One
that
toe.
little head and that pointy chin.
Yo,
Damn
they
head. I
are
started getting.
funny.
Who was a goddamn public enema? That's how you sound.
It's very mean to me. And I expect it. You got dry lips like CP. That's
All you can do is talk bad about other people.
I like you roasting me.
When you got dry lips like
Damn it, I knew I shouldn't have shook
that's all you
LeVar's
can do
hand.
is talk bad about
So I
other
shook his damn hand. I started getting. He took my youth.
people.
His lips are just dry and then kind of wet at the same time.
That's how you lost. Unanimous. I've never seen it. Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Nobody
I ain't
raised their
never
hand
seen
for me,
it.
but I know at least one toe had to come up.
Had to go
Here
up.
come hip hop widget coming in here with his head and that pointy chin, trying to scare everybody. It's not gonna work.
Maybe CP, you could go see the wizard, as in the Wizard of Oz, and get a heart, Tin Man.
Done. Victory for MSU. Fight, smoke weed, fight. So MSU. The fuck we do?
Fight, smoke weed, fight.
And then he's like, MSU. And then he throws his quirk back. Nah, CP definitely won for being sharp, but the other one, he got me with the jokes. That was funny as fuck.
Sound like John Witherspoon.
Yo, hit him perfectly.
That go over what? Jeopardy?
Yo. Got shoes in an envelope. You got the feet of a bad bitch. Ain't nobody raised their hand, but I know at least one toe was raised.
Where you going?
I had a break.
What you about to do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Check on the food, the stall, and the
I mean,
food.
I could play games for a minute. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I just stay up there in my man cave.
downstairs is your man cave too.
I need to get this painting done by the end of the month, baby.
Well, I know that, and I'm not. Listen, I'm going downstairs. You can do whatever you want to do.
I'm trying to be around you, but not around you, but around you at the same time.
You want to breathe my air, but you don't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
See what I'm saying? I'm stinky farts.
Mm,
Bye,
that's
stream.
the way around.
I'll be back later.
I just need a break from being up here, so like.
Oh, and I just